Ready when you are.
Tough start. You guys get right back into it in the second quarter, and then it just gets away. I mean, what just happened after 36 when it's tied, and they go on that big long run?
Yeah, I mean, I thought after that it was like 40-44. Took a timeout when they were at the free throw line. We saw our shooting. Tried to ice him. He made it, and then really from there it was just a barrage of threes that I thought for the most part were really well contested. The bigger issue was the few times that they missed. They got it and either got fouled or put it back in, and instead of a 9-0 run, it's a 19-0 run in that stretch, and all of a sudden the game's kind of out of hand. And you look at the box score the rest of the way, it's like it was an even game. It's kind of what we expected. It's really just a 3-4 minute stretch of the game where that ended up being the difference, and just didn't have enough tonight offensively. They did a really good job defensively on us. Their physicality across the board, changing up defenses, a lot of it credit to them, but another tough shooting night for us, and in a best of 3 series, when you got 2 nights like that, it's obviously pretty hard to win a game, and it's pretty hard to win a series. You got to be perfect in every other area, rebounding being one of them, and we weren't in that stretch, and so ultimately was the difference.
We don't want to make excuses, but I mean, with some of the guys haven't played a lot of basketball in the last few days, how much do you think that contributes to cold shooting?
None. They shot the piss out of it in Boston. They played great in Boston. They had a great rhythm. To me, my opinion as a competitor, if you can't find it for the deciding game in the finals, then I don't really have all that for you. I didn't really think it was legs. Maybe a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of just pressing. Guys really wanted to make shots, and just a little bit too tight, and never really had a spurt there where anyone took the lid off the rim like we've had in previous games here in the playoffs, like the Delaware and Long Island games where one guy makes a couple and all of a sudden the floodgates open for us, and we're on the other side of that run. But I don't think it had anything to do with those guys playing. They played better when they were in Boston than they did here. So I thought they were ready. I thought we were ready. Huge credit to that team over there. They're really good. They're really hard to guard, and they won it tonight. In my opinion, I don't think we lost. We didn't play great, but they won it for sure.
Looks like Jordan was a little hobbled there. Was he dealing with anything?
Yeah, he tweaked his ankle, so we pulled him.
And how would you summarize what you feel like he got out of the year down here, and just the strides he made, and the experience of just having NBA guys developing with you throughout the course of the full season?
I think he's kind of on the record. He had some interviews this past weekend too, where it's been a great year of growth for him. Obviously as a player, but especially as a person, and just being a rookie in the NBA in general, let alone a rookie that's navigating the G League and living in Portland, Maine, when you lived in the South your whole life. A little bit of a culture shock or life change. You're 19, turning 20 years old, and living on your own for the first time. All of those different pieces, and just being maturing as a person. But I think he's had a tremendous season, a tremendous year. I'm certainly very proud and pleased of the effort and development and growth that he's shown on and off the court. And he's obviously got a long way to go, but really encouraged by the track he's on.
And Nimi, I know he was in Boston for a lot of the year. What was it like to get him around the team every day, and then him grounding this one out? Just what did it kind of do for you guys to add him late this season for the playoffs?
He's a monster. He is really sick. He's not feeling great. It's like basically up until the 11th hour, or the 30th minute, if you will, Evans, with whether or not he was going to try to give it a go. And obviously he still gave us 8 and 7 and 5, and tried to do everything he could. Just kind of ran out of gas. But overall, he's such a great person. I think that's what you guys are around Boston a lot. Obviously, the people that have followed us or been around us know like how fun of a group, how great of a group we have as just of human beings, and how much fun we have together. And so he fits in like a perfect. He's a giant 7'1", 240-pound puzzle piece that fits in perfectly when he's here. was able to navigate that, the back and forth between Boston and Portland at an incredible level. And I have to give a ton of credit too to Kyler and JB and their selflessness and understanding at various times where, some games they're starting and playing 30 minutes and the other guy's coming off the bench playing, 18 or 20. Nimi comes down, all of a sudden one guy's out of rotation completely, and the guy that was starting is, down in 16 or 18 minutes, and not for a second did they roll their eyes or complain or anything. They understood, what this is about, and Nimi being very grateful, for their friendship and their selflessness as teammates.
Obviously not tough finish, but how would you describe the pride you have in this group and just getting Maine the farthest they've ever gone and just their development over the course of the season?
Yeah, certainly not the result we wanted, especially at home. Wish we could have given a better game for our fans and a better game for our guys overall. But a tremendous amount of individual growth over the course of the season. We set out as a staff to our three kind of core tenets in terms of what we wanted to provide was, joy, development, and win. And all three of those things are very much intertwined and interconnected. And we had a hell of a lot of fun. And each of these guys got better individually. We got better as a team, and we started winning at the right time. Obviously we're one of the last two teams standing. Second to last team standing. But a tremendous amount of pride in this group. And I told the guys, we didn't need a championship to know how special the team this is, how special the locker room is. Would have been nice to have so everybody else would know how special it is. But, we'll look back. For me, this is the best year of my life. I had so much fun. I personally grew a ton, in large part to navigating being a head coach and with this group. But they made it so easy for me to coach them from day one and yell at them a lot, and love them a lot. But I couldn't be more proud of them.
That camaraderie you just mentioned, I gotta think it can be hard to get that at this level where there's just so much turnover. But you've talked about it, at the start of the playoffs, that this is a really tight-knit group. And if you could just kind of find it, you just kind of start talking about it, but that really sounds like it was a theme throughout the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think early on they just kind of gravitated towards each other. Some personalities in there that, again, very selfless, very competitive, very fun, just overall, and it just kind of gelled. And from Jordan Walsh to sitting next to Tony Snell the whole season, and a guy who's couldn't have two guys that are in completely different spaces. One guy's been an NBA veteran for 9 years and has 2 kids and a home in Orlando, and the other guy just kind of plopped onto the professional scene and has no idea where Portland, Maine is on a map. All the way down to Don Carey and J Jack are 2 guys that we kept in the training camp cuts and have been here since, have been here the whole year, that have been, in my opinion, the most selfless guys in the entire G League, with no expectation to play, supported their teammates night in, night out, came to practice every day, worked their asses off, and got better individually and helped us win games. J-Jack helped us win that Osceola game down there, and at the beginning of March, Don was huge in our game against Texas that ultimately gave us the bye. And then you add Hop and Jared to the mix, and guys just top to bottom, great human beings, great to be around. They all bring their own personalities and their own kind of mix of interests and likes, and some way, somehow it all kind of gelled together, and it was a wild run, fun run.
When you're sitting at 11 and 11, was there a feeling that the season could get to this point, you could be at this stage if everything just kind of clicked, or do you look back and say, man, it's kind of a crazy run to get from that point to where we are right now?
I would say it's a pretty crazy run. I thought at times, I thought we were better than our record. We were struggling to figure out how to win games, how to close games. But really, the funny thing was for us, we left Birmingham and we were, as a head coach, I'm trying to figure out how to help these guys, how to coach them, how to help them figure out how to win with film and, plays and coverages and all that kind of shit. And, Birmingham, 2 really tough losses by like a combined 3 points in the 2 of them. That both came down to the wire and had chances to tie, go to overtime, whatever. And we just talked about how much we love each other, how much we enjoy being around each other, and just to take advantage of the next 5 weeks that was on the regular season, whether we went 12-0 or 0-12 or somewhere in between, which is what we did. And if we made it any further past that, which we did, we maximized our time together. And unfortunately, we didn't finish the way we wanted, but they took advantage of the opportunity to spend as much time together and to play together. I'm good if anyone has a couple. If you need to get me out of here, I'm fine talking. So.
JD spoke about like how he's found his voice as a leader. It's going to come out of his shell. Just what have you seen that?
Yeah, JD's a completely different human being from everything I know from a year ago. We've come a long way barking at each other at the Auerbach Center during workouts. He's stepped into that leadership role, come out of his shell as a person and as a player, being more vocal and more demanding and holding guys accountable. And it's a huge piece for him. He's a quiet kid by nature, but as a point guard, as his growth continues, he is an incredibly smart basketball player. And so the challenge for him, from us as a staff, like you have to share that gift. You can't hold it in and just watch guys make mistakes when you know better and you know how to help them. And the only way you can help them is if you tell them. So he's come a long way, as a player too. Obviously, a guy for him to take 19 shots, score 22 points, lead us in scoring the whole year, while still getting his playmaking. Another double-double for him. He's made a tremendous jump this season. Very encouraged and proud of his growth and excited to see where he goes from here.
You just said you wanted to stick around and answer more questions. Usually after a loss like this, you want to get the hell out of here. But it's almost like inherent to the job. It's like it's important winning is. You're also here to develop these guys and help them achieve their dreams. So why do you want to stay out here?
I got nowhere to be. It's therapeutic. I can talk to you guys.
You mentioned this has been the best year of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have thoughts on whether the G League is something you can see yourself doing for multiple years? And if so, what do you think is the biggest lesson that you've learned when you apply to the second year in the G League?
Patience is definitely the lesson. Yeah, I would love to come back if they'll have me. It's just, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like being a head coach. There's only, 61. Be 62 next year with Phoenix, starting their G League team. So, that's it's a rare space to occupy. You can't mimic it. And no matter what you do as an assistant coach or player development coach, or until you get in that spot and you're the person that has to make all the decisions and live with them. Like I'll have to live with some of my decisions tonight and Thursday night for the rest of my life. I love it. It's chaotic. It's fun. I get to yell a lot. So, yeah, I'm always open to it. I'm open to whatever's going to happen in life. It'll all work out. It always does.
Coach, what do you think of the atmosphere tonight? I've been to Maine Celtics games. I used to work for this guy back in the day. I've never heard it as loud as it was tonight, and the atmosphere was just incredible.
Yeah, for about the first 20 minutes, it was amazing. And then we didn't give them a whole lot to cheer about. Made a couple pushes there in the second half. The crowd tried to get behind us and just couldn't get over the hump, but it was fantastic. It was like palpable. You could walk in there and feel the excitement, feel the buzz in the crowd, and our guys. And again, unfortunately, didn't get it done for them. Wish we could have given our fans a better performance, but they've been tremendous all year, and especially throughout this playoff run.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.